we're talking about. At least I think we do. You never know. Someone
The
might not
Indy
be
500.
Yeah,
I thought we were talking about Super Bowl.
The NBA Finals.
Welcome to another episode of Who's Your Nerds podcast. It's everyone but Tim again.
Everyone but Tim again. Chris and Mikey.
Because this weekend was busy and none of us said anything in the group chat until today, so Tim's probably working.
Oh, I'm sure he's working, and they're probably busy because, people get stupid on Memorial Day.
Yeah.
And it's hot out, and that's what it rises the temperature. It makes people frustrated. I learned this in criminal justice. Like, you'll see more crimes during the summer because of the heat.
Really?
Because people are out and about, and the heat kind of rises their temperature and you could. It's definitely been studied. Like,
really?
There's more crime during the summer.
Just like there's more crime during full moons.
Yeah, lots of werewolves around.
Yeah, should I say a lot of maulings going on?
Yeah. Maulings, maimings, yeah. Bites, animal bites, mysterious animal bites.
Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah.
People with missing brains randomly. Should we start with Top Gun, or should we start with the 500?
We could start with Top Gun.
All right. So if you were living underneath a rock, we were all excited for Top Gun Maverick.
Or as I like to call it, Top Gun, A New Hope.
Yeah, that is funny.
Honestly, I thought as soon as they showed like the trench run, I was like,
I was like, yeah, there's definitely some similarities between the two.
No, the target in Top Gun Maverick is 3 meters.
Yeah.
As opposed to 2 meters in Star Wars.
And
same concept, dude.
And we have our old grizzled vet, and then we have the young New Hope, for lack of a better.
Whippersnapper.
New Hope. Oh, there you
the
go.
Young
right?
Whippersnapper.
Yeah. So let's get like the initial what do we all think? I thought it was almost perfect.
It's a great movie.
It's hard to give it I don't give a lot. I won't give it a 10 because it's hard to find a 10 anywhere. It's definitely like a 9.5 though.
I agree with that. It is so. I want to see it again. And
I
don't
want
normally
to see
say
it
that.
IMAX.
Like just knowing what it took to to make it, produce it, direct it, just shoot it. I mean, all the behind the scenes stuff that was kind of released beforehand, and the interviews with Tom Cruise and whatnot is just it's definitely a film that he's been wanting to do for forever, and it's come at a perfect time, and
it really is.
It's so great.
Perfect. It's his biggest movie ever.
I mean, no wonder why they waited. I wish it would have come out sooner, but I'm glad it came out when it did. I don't know. It was great.
Well, I saw during pre-race yesterday. Well, I watched pre-race last night because I watched the race last night. But during pre-race last night, they interviewed Miles Teller, who's Rooster, which is Goose's son, right? And he said that before filming even started, before they even did anything, Tom Cruise ran them through a boot camp.
Yeah.
All the pilots and stuff. And he said there is no CGI in that film, and everything they were just as real can be. All those shots are as real can be. And Tom wanted to make that movie the way it was, and he was pretty excited about it. So
I wonder if Tom put in some of his own money. I mean, he produced it and stuff, but
right.
I wonder if
he did.
was it Paramount or who shot? I don't know. The studio, yeah, whatever studio. I wonder if studios we can only budget this much, and then he's but we're gonna need this much. So, and I want to make it the way I want to make it. So here's some money, like, because I'm sure
that's.
definitely did that.
I agree.
It
I
would
mean,
make
I
sense.
think. I mean, I know Clint Eastwood puts in his own money sometimes in his movies, or he has in the past, because of he wants to shoot it the way he wants to shoot it. And I wouldn't put that past Tom Cruise either.
Yeah.
And I mean, you get a great movie when you get the actor's vision on the screen.
Right.
You know what I mean? He didn't want to do it unless it was right, and he wanted, like, it was his idea to put Iceman in that movie. That he wanted him in that movie. So, and I read somewhere they were talking about how excited Val Kilmer was to get the call from Tom to come and be in the movie again. His son said he was really giddy and excited about it. So, and then they played that off perfect too.
Right. Yeah. They didn't seem like they forced it. Like, it always came, like, his conversations with them just came at the when I guess when Maverick needed it most.
Right.
They didn't be like, "Oh, here's Iceman."
And Mikey didn't catch it, and I bet Chris didn't catch it either. But you know the woman, right? The bartender, the
Yeah.
girl. Her name's Penny, right?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
right? That's Penny Benjamin. Penny Benjamin is mentioned in the original Top Gun
Yeah, I didn't know that. I know we talked
because
about that.
yeah, he talks about when he is in the movie with or when I'm sorry, when him and Kelly McGillis, the girl he's dating, is in the bar with Goose and his wife and his son, and they're playing the piano and singing, and which is Meg Ryan. Meg Ryan's character says, "I heard how you got it on with Penny Benjamin, the admiral's daughter." That was Penny Benjamin because she was the admiral's daughter. So I like the way they brought that in as kind of a side character, but it's from the original movie, even though we don't know who she is in the original movie. She's just mentioned, but that's a great idea to bring that character to life, essentially, because they kind of like, it sounded like their lives kind of like got together and separated and got together and separated and got together and separated. So
I think of anything that could have been taken out of the movie, I felt like that was probably the one thing they could have taken out.
I think it fit perfectly.
It did, but at the same time, I'm like, well, we already saw this last time.
He's got to have a love interest.
I know.
Yeah, but that's from his past. Everything in that movie is from his past. I think that's what they're keen on. It's Admiral Iceman. It's going back to Miramar to teach. It's Goose's son. Everything is about what Maverick has done in his past, and now it's all coming together in the present. And I think that helped add to that.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have a love interest, I mean, and that's, to me, that's why it works so well.
Yeah, it wasn't just some random, like, cute bartender,
Right.
or like in the past movies, not just some teacher or instructor like it
Right.
was. But
So
I think I think I brought this up with Chris or with anyway, one of your, I had to forget his name. Anyway, I brought this up. I kind of thought about this. It's like a lot of times we watch movies. It's like, oh, that's not real. It's just a movie or whatnot. But like this one, it was like, oh, that's real. It's not just a movie. It's fucking real. Like, you could just tell it's like oh man, when he's making that run in 2 minutes 15 minutes 2 minutes 15 seconds, just to prove to everyone that it can be done. Like, you can hear him like fucking struggling to like breathe and turn and just fly the fucking jet. Like you can hear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was really in the back seat of an F-18.
Well, I believe that, but
Well, yeah, but he was really doing that's his actual reaction to the time.
So
exactly.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's
that's
not
what
just
he's saying.
like
I know.
It's not him. It's not just him acting. It's him fucking doing it. It's not just a movie. It's real, and you can
CGI.
see that. Not. Yeah, you could see that the whole movie.
The only things that were CGI were the Su-57s, the fifth generation fighters. I wish they would just call them Su-57s. And then the F-14s. I do not think there's any flyable F-14s left. So I think those are the only two animated things.
Why would they not be flyable? Just because
the F-14 was retired in like 20 or in 2000.
They kind of tore them all apart and retired.
They couldn't upgrade them anymore. The F-18s are just better.
Yeah.
And now the F-35s are the best things flying in the world right now.
And the F-14s that was flown in there was that last one in that hangar.
Yeah, the one they stole.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna get a whole. I thought we were gonna get like another fourth of the movie that was behind enemy lines.
I know. I was like, man, like that part was cool too, because it's like you never really think about that, like crashing in like a enemy territory, and it's like they have to fight their way out. It's like you never really see that.
Mm-hmm.
You never really hear about that, but that was cool.
I totally did not see that coming. That whole last bit.
And it was the perfect amount. Like I think overall, it was a perfect amount of nostalgia. Like they had the music, they had the clip, the beach scene. I mean, it was all very similar. I mean, it was all nostalgia, and then his new stuff. It was just it was really good.
Yeah,
I had a little chub at the beginning when they're doing the whole like launching planes off the flight deck at the beginning of the movie. I was like, oh yeah, give me more of this.
Yeah.
Well, it's projected to do 151 million just this weekend.
How much domestically did they put into it?
I don't know.
I'm looking it up.
Let's see. I'm looking it up.
I mean, goodness gracious,
it's at 124 million.
170 million budget, so it's already gonna make it back.
Well, yeah, and that's just 150 million domestic.
Yeah.
So, what's it going to get worldwide?
Yeah,
I don't know.
So,
I'm definitely planning to see it again. I want to see it in IMAX.
Yeah,
I want to see it again. Yeah.
Did you guys see that TikTok I posted where,
yeah,
you're I hope they do a ride like that.
I don't describe it. I have to remind me of it. I probably did watch it.
So at Disney, a lot of the rides are like 4D instead of 3D, so you wear the 3D glasses. But then they put spray water and blast you with air. So this one, it's a guy like in a seat strapped down, getting thrown around.
I don't know. I wonder how fast is Mach 10.
9 Machs faster than Mach 1.
Oh, I legit typed in how fast, and it's like the first.
Yeah.
Holy
shit!
This is in miles per hour. 7,672.69 miles per hour.
Shut up.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. That's crazy. They're like, he's the fastest man alive. I like how they put that first because he's not going to die there. Because I mean, it's got the rest of the movie going.
When he just walks into that bar.
Yeah.
Where am I? Earth.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah. That's... What? Oh, wait, go ahead. I got one more question for.
I was going to ask you guys, what country do you think they were in? Like, fight that was the bad guys, because I think it was either China or North Korea, just by the markings on the plane, and it was Iceman was the Pacific commander, and he's
right. No, that makes sense. Probably North Korea.
Yeah, I was gonna say they specifically didn't say country just to make China happy. I think. so they can get into the Chinese market.
Yeah. I always just assumed it was like Russia or something because that would be like, because that's always like the past, like the uranium, nuclear stuff. You always think about. I always think about Russia and stuff, but I guess it could have been. It could be China or North Korea too.
Or just any country, really, I guess.
Yeah.
That's wherever there's snow.
So it's definitely not Africa.
Yeah.
Not unless it's on like Mount Kilimanjaro.
Yeah. I don't think so.
What were you gonna say, Mikey?
Did you guys ever like think of what your call sign might be? We probably talked about this before.
I think we have.
When the first trailer was introduced or something.
You technically don't make your own, but I don't know.
I wish they would have told us like how they got theirs though. Like who gave Bob his fucking call sign?
Can I just say Bob is the true hero?
Dude, you know who Bob is?
No.
Bob is Bill Pullman's son.
Really?
Yeah, I just was going through Facebook, the news, and yes, Top Gun Maverick's Bob is Bill Pullman's son, Lewis.
Huh.
Was he in? He wasn't. He was in Independence Day.
Yeah, he's the president from Independence Day. I didn't know that's who he was.
Oh. Yes, Bob and Top Gun Maverick and Bill Pullman's son. Top story, Entertainment Weekly.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what I just saw, Entertainment Weekly. That's what I've got.
I was gonna say, you know who I thought? I thought Hangman for a hot second was Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt too old.
I know, but Hangman looked a little like Brad Pitt to me.
He played. I thought there was like a really similarity between Hangman and Iceman too. Like their characters kind of.
That arrogant.
I guess. Yeah.
And Iceman.
Like, I'm the best.
Glenn Powell.
They call him Hangman because he always leaves his wingman.
Yeah, but that's not who Hangman. That was more.
Maverick did that.
That was more Maverick. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool. But I guess I was like, I thought of one like Panther would be a cool calling design.
Like Cougar.
Yeah.
Cougar was a pussy.
Yeah. But and then like, I guess if it was 3 syllables, because I found like it almost like all the call signs were 2 syllables. But I was like,
it has to
Goose.
be
what?
Goose is one.
I guess
Goose is one.
2 or 1. Yeah.
In my head, it's got to be like my head makes it makes me think that it needs to be short. So when they're calling something out, they don't have to be like.
Well, you had Hollywood, Wolfman.
I guess Hollywood. Yeah, that is 3.
Yeah.
Hummingbird would be cool. Like Hummingbird would be cool.
Do you guys do the whole when you're doing that? Do you put your hand underneath your jaw for the syllables?
No.
That's how they taught us in school to figure it out.
What?
If it's
No, I just count Hollywood. That's 3.
Yeah.
No, I do the thing underneath my jaw because every time you lower your jaw is 1.
Nope, never heard that. I just used my fingers as I'm counting.
Maverick. I just counted with my fingers. Maverick.
Yeah.
Shut up. It really was just thinking about it. It really was A New Hope.
Well, there is there. Yeah, it's exactly what.
Not really in
it's a New Hope
way, but it's a good movie. Just very.
I just found it funny. I kind of chuckled. I'm like, this freaking Star Wars, dude. But I didn't even care. Like, it doesn't matter. It's that awesome because Top Gun was that awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I even told Mikey, I was like, it had that. Yeah, okay, so you had like the female pilot, right? Which was fine. I'm not having an issue with that. But there was still that level of like dickhead macho-ness from the characters at the same time.
Yeah.
You had that machismo still. So
But then again, they're all the best of the best. So they all gotta be, dickheads.
well, I mean, yeah, I mean, you gotta have that. You have a sense of arrogance.
They really did make Miles Teller look like Goose.
No, there is no making. All he did was grow a mustache, and he ended up looking just like Goose. But the haircut helped, I think.
I don't know. He just looked just like him, in my opinion, almost.
Rooster.
Yeah. Anyways, Chris, do you mind or Mikey, did you watch any more of Obi-Wan, or just the
Yeah,
first
I
episode?
watched I watched the rest of it in the second episode yesterday as well.
No spoilers.
No
Oh,
spoilers.
so good.
I haven't had a chance to
I
watch it. I've
loved
been
it.
busy. I'll have to watch them tomorrow.
Only 2 episodes. You got this.
I know.
But they're 50 minutes about each.
Yeah, they're 50 minutes. And then, like, I looked up Stranger Things. Their first episode's an hour and 18 minutes.
Jesus. Yeah, it's gonna be a while before I even start Stranger Things.
So I have
I
yet to
still need
watch
to
them.
get past season 2 of Stranger Things. I couldn't get into season 2 of Stranger Things, so I just quit watching.
That's a good season.
The first 2 episodes really just put me off, and I quit watching.
It's a really good season.
I just feel like it's been so long since that third season came out. It's like I feel like there's no urgency to start season 4.
Because we've waited so long.
Yeah, it's just like, all right,
it went from
it'll be
anticipation
there.
to not
Yeah.
caring.
Yeah.
I mean, that's essentially what it is. And then you're right. Like, I haven't watched either one of us. I've got to watch Stranger Things. I'm like, but God, I haven't watched stuff all May. So, like, I need to watch Deadliest Catch. I need to watch Swamp People. And I need to watch Restaurant Impossible. And I need to watch for TV shows, too. But, like, and I will put that on the back burner. I will put Stranger Things on the back burner.
Because it's been so long. I've been in the middle of watching kind of Full Metal Alchemist. So it's like
the live action.
No, what?
But I do want to see.
Oh, never mind. I was thinking for some reason when you said I was thinking Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, no. Yeah, but Obi-Wan is so cool.
It is really good.
Yeah, I like.
A little predictable, I thought, but really good.
I've seen a lot of I guess there's really nothing I can really don't like about it. I guess maybe like Leia's character, but I guess I could see some similarities. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really saying anything. I just said I don't like the way they.
Well, I thought she played it perfectly.
Yeah, I could see why they kind of have her like that because it's pretty much her when she's all grown up still.
Yeah.
Like it's basically the same person. That's what it looks like. But I don't know. Like that. Like I've seen a lot of TikToks about that chase scene. People making fun of it.
Oh. Yeah, but it was still good.
Yeah.
The part. I don't think the one girl deserves all the hate she's kind of starting to get. The sister, or not the sister, the third sister.
Yeah.
I think she's playing her character like perfectly.
Right. Yeah. I'd like to know why, like they don't, why they don't trust her.
Because people are stupid. Because Star Wars fans are fanatics.
No, not Star Wars fans. I don't know why the other Inquisitors don't like her.
Well,
like
from
why
what
they
I
don't
picked
trust
up,
her,
like her upbringing, like she wasn't. The Inquisitors. This isn't a spoiler for Obi-Wan. Chris, you guys never watched Rebels, and we've never you guys have you guys played Last or Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order?
No,
Do you okay?
I've heard of it.
So all the Inquisitors are used to be Jedi, except for her.
That's what that's what Obi-Wan says.
Yeah. So
And
you
they're
find
hunting
that
their
out.
own kind.
You find that out in one of the animated in Rebels, and you find that out in the game. So I think that's why they don't trust her. Was she didn't used to be one of them, so she's never gonna be one of them.
But it's like, so what did she just kind of found like, oh, like, hey, she has
Yeah,
this power. Yeah,
that's what I picked up was they found her.
join us. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But then again, it's like, why would they ask her to join them if, I guess, so she doesn't die, I guess, but it's like,
probably so she doesn't, get found by a Jedi and
yeah,
taught to fight them.
yeah.
Might as well have her on, on their side then.
And then I guess we kind of know her motivation now.
Yeah.
Of why she kind of stuck with it and why she joined them, but it's hard to talk about without spoilers.
Yeah. The only reason I was able to say what I did say was like, well, it's in so many other media that you
right.
It's hard. It's just hard to work around it.
I like how they portray Obi-Wan. Like,
yes,
and it doesn't as 10 years after, and
is it 10 years after?
Yeah,
A New Hope.
Yeah.
No, 10 years. It's 10 years after Episode 3.
Episode,
10 years after Episode 3. Okay.
Yeah, and it's like, I guess you could kind of. I would say, I'm trying not to spoil it. It's like he abandons. I guess you could. I guess they kind of draw on this in Episode 4, or Episode 4. It's been a while since I watched, but he kind of. I would say he abandons the Force. I mean,
He pulled a Luke. He kind of pulled a Luke.
Yeah, like
he did. He disappeared.
Yeah.
He died.
So
Yeah.
Okay, so like he abandons the Force, and you kind of he plays it so good. Like he's like, that's not me anymore. Like I'm Ben. Like, and everybody's like, oh, you're this legendary Jedi. He's like, I don't know who you're talking about. I'm Ben. Shut up. Leave me alone. Like it's perfect.
All you wanted him to do is use his lightsaber, and he
he almost does. I'm not. I guess that's the spoiler now.
We're talking a little too much.
Yeah,
we need to stop now.
Okay. Yeah.
Chris knows where we live.
Yeah, this is true.
Okay. Very good so far, though. I can't wait.
I'll check it. I'll watch it. I'll be able to watch it tomorrow. I'll probably watch it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I have no more races.
I don't know why I started. I started it Friday? Did I start? Yeah. Yeah, I started it Friday night. I don't know why I did, because I knew I was gonna fall asleep watching it, but I still I knew it. I was like, I'm gonna fall asleep watching this, but I'm gonna play it anyway. And guess what? I fell asleep. Yeah. Made it halfway through that first episode. I got too comfy. Got too late. I'm an old man now.
Yeah, I won't. If I can't get through it, I won't start it. That's
I was like, maybe.
Sometimes you just get comfortable, though. Let's be honest.
Except last night. Last night I put the race on in the bedroom, and I could feel myself crashing. So
Speaking
I just
of
set
the race, how was it like?
I set the timer on the TV and just crashed.
Oh, who does that anymore? Just let it go.
Oh no, I just said, because I don't know, because I didn't want to hear Channel 13 late at night with their info.
Oh. It's like that TikTok. I just saw a TikTok earlier today. It was like when you fall asleep watching TV, and he's watching maybe like something on. Oh, what's he? He's watching maybe like Moonshiners or something. There's something normal, I guess. And then it's like 3 a.m. rolls around. He's like, and the lion or the lion fucking pulls out his 6-inch dick or something like that. And he wakes up. He's like, and the what? Yeah, there's something crazy. But yeah, I guess that's why you set a timer so you don't listen to that shit.
I don't want to hear all that. Yes, I said.
Okay, the race.
The race, the greatest spectacle I've seen. Indianapolis. Well, I went to Carb Day. I'll start because I went to Carb Day on Friday. We dodged raindrops. We got 2 hours of practice in, but 2 people crashed in practice. David Malukas crashed. He hit another car and cut a tire and crashed. And Colton Herta, who was a favorite to going into the race on Sunday, spun, hit the wall, and flipped his car. So he totaled his car. So when he started the race yesterday, he had 0 miles on that car, and it showed. But anyway, yeah. So we got up super early and we drove down to the track and we walked around. We took our shit to the seats. Wandered around the infield. Took Mikey. I had done all this before. It's kind of our tradition. Me and my brother, we always go out. They have a gate at the entrance to turn 1, and you can walk out onto the racetrack. So I took Mikey out on the racetrack. He did a push up. He did a push up on the racetrack.
Just one?
Yep, just one.
I was going
I
to
don't
do
need
it
to show
too,
off.
but I didn't want to show him up.
Yeah.
So, I didn't want to embarrass him.
I mean, I don't think a lot of people could say they did the push up. I know all the drivers, I guess they kind of lean down, but how many people would actually do a push up?
He's right. I mean, most people just take pictures like I do. I would have never thought of doing a push up on the racetrack.
I guess so. But did you die again, Chris?
No, I'm here.
You just stopped talking. You went but and then stopped.
So we did the racetrack thing and then we walked around, and we ended up near the red carpet. So they come down behind the pagoda. There's just a bunch of steps. They come down the steps into the red carpet, and that's where all the celebrities are. So we saw a lot of who's that.
Yeah.
There were a lot of who's that moment. Those people, they must be a couple because I looked up. They were on Instagram. They came up. They were on Indy 500 Instagram. They're skiers, Olympic skiers. So we saw a couple of Olympic skiers and their big ass gold medals, like really big gold medals.
Well, for the people that are fans of them, good for them. They got to see their Olympic skiers.
Yeah, and then it was Dwayne Armstrong was the other pacer.
Who?
Oh.
Dwayne Armstrong and who's the Holiday?
Drew
Holiday.
No, it was Justin.
No, Justin Holiday. It was Justin Holiday.
There's 3 holidays. So.
Yeah. It was. Those were 2 pacers. They were there. Who else was there? Lindsay Zarniak, which she's doing the awards banquet now. A boy named Tom. They sang "God Bless America." They did a really, really good job. They won America's Got Talent. Is that, or they were on America's Got Talent?
I think so. One of those. Yeah.
They were on there. Then the guy who sang the national anthem, Jordan Fisher. I never heard of him. Ezekiel Elliott was on there. That one surprised me. And the other guy, Braxton, something or other, quarterback for Ohio State.
Oh, yes.
They were both there, which I was surprised to see. They're Graham Wright. They rooted for Graham Rahal. Graham Rahal's from Ohio, and he's a huge Ohio State fan. So,
Martin Garrix.
who?
Martin Garrix. He was there. We saw him.
Who's that?
he's a Dutch DJ. He was at Snake Pit too.
Oh, that's
He
right.
walked the red carpet.
Yeah, and Hootie was there too.
Hootie, yeah.
Hootie
They were singing
Darius Rucker.
Yeah.
Darius Rucker was there. Hootie the yeah.
Yeah, and some of the crowd was singing "Rock Me Mama."
They were singing Wagon Wheel.
Oh yeah, it was funny. They were just singing that one chorus. They weren't singing anything else. TikTok star, some TikTok star.
Yeah, there were a couple TikTok. I don't know who those guys were.
I know one of them is in a podcast with Dave Portnoy.
Right. And Drew was there. Drew Powell.
Yeah, Drew Powell.
Indiana's own Drew Powell.
Yeah.
Who was in Gotham, and he was in Malcolm in the Middle. He's in a bunch of other stuff. Drew Powell. He's an actor. He's from Noblesville. He's a huge Colts and Pacers fan. He really is.
Uh-huh.
And he loves the race. So he was at the race, and then the only person we really wanted to see. We got to see, which was Miles Teller, who plays Rooster in Top Gun. He waved the green flag. So
wow, you go from flying F-18 to Tom Cruise to waving the green flag.
He looked pretty stoked about it, and then I saw a video of the start when he waved the green flag, and he was like jacked up when all the cars went by. Like he was pumped, like he was excited. So, which I'm sure that's a pretty much of a rush to start the race and have all those cars fly underneath you.
I gotta look at this video.
I think the Chainsmokers was there, but I'm not sure. There was a duo.
That's what we think was there too. Yeah, that's right.
They look like. I'm just pulling up the picture now. I think that was it, but I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Well, I was thinking up of questions to ask Miles Teller, kind of like Comic-Con.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "What's it like to be in a plane that gets shot down and crash, and you have to eject? Like, what's the procedure for ejecting out of a jet?" We were gonna do that stuff.
Get punched in the face. Ask him that. He's just like, all right, guy. I'm walking away. All right, guy. I'm walking away now.
Yeah, he would have probably just walked away from me, but what's it like to eject in enemy territory? With the bad guys?
Do you see? I thought it was cool that Connor Daly walked up on the Snake Pit with Steve Aoki. He was at before pre-race.
Steve Aoki was performing in the Snake Pit, and he was he came out on stage. Connor Daly did in his racing suit with his helmet.
Yeah.
Did you guys get into the Snake Pit? I remember you were trying to. But...
No, they had the Friday concerts in the Snake Pit.
Yeah.
I know freaking Kyle was in the Snake Pit being a basic white girl recording.
Oh, there he is. Josh Richards. That was the TikTok guy.
Who?
Oh, Josh. That's right, because I kept on saying, where's Drake?
His name's Josh Richards. He's a TikTok YouTuber guy.
You know, that pisses me off. All he does is a damn 30-second video and act like a dill hole, and he gets all access passes to the freaking 500, and you know, I can't get shit unless I write, and then my passes are limited. Like he even got up he was in the it was up at the pagoda. I couldn't even get in the pagoda when I was credentialed and couldn't get in the pagoda. So we saw famous people. That was kind of cool, though. Actually, it really was. But Ezekiel Elliott is not as big as I thought he was. Like I thought he would be taller.
He could still beat our ass.
I'm sure he could beat my ass in a heartbeat. Yeah, I don't doubt that at all.
Right, but yeah, he like
Tim's probably jealous.
And we were only 3 or 4 people back, so I guess
Yeah.
we weren't really too close.
And-
but
Yeah. I mean,
What type of questions would you ask Zeke?
I said.
what week are you going to injure yourself this year?
How many games are you going to get suspended? I need to know my
I
fantasy
yelled
team.
out loud that Cowboys suck.
He probably gets that all the time and just drowns it out. Let's be
Right.
honest.
Then I was like, I would like you better if you played for the Raiders. I did say that too.
I don't think it's like the '80s where you come beat your ass now for shit talking his team.
Well,
People are like, well, that's your opinion.
I was very basic. I'm not like those idiots. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not gonna say something so disrespectful. He's gonna come punch your teeth in.
Exactly. I just said Cowboys suck, and then I said that I would root for you if you played for the Raiders.
Not like your mama's a hoe.
Right. I didn't say any of that stuff. Or
Yeah.
Why have your numbers dropped off? I didn't.
You ruined my fantasy team.
Yeah. Right. So we did that, and then we walked back to our seats, which were in turn 2. We sat in turn 2. So
I thought you were in turn 3. My bad.
No, we're in turn 2. So we see the start of the race. We see turn 1, the whole short shoot, all of 2, all back straight away, and turn 3. So, and then Mikey can take it from here because this was his first experience at the racetrack. So let's hear what he has to say.
Took his cherry.
Yeah. It was like the first couple of laps. That was really cool. And then I kind of dozed off. I'm not lying. I definitely tried to skip some laps there.
You didn't miss it. I don't think you missed anything because for a while
yeah.
they were just riding. There was no really racing.
Right. I wish I knew more about it, like because you and your brothers, you guys were on the way, even on the way home, you guys were talking about like, I guess the like I wish I knew more of the strategies and like the science and behind like the racing, like, and they were trying. I heard it over the radio too, like how they would kind of trade turns with first and second. They would just trade so they can just maybe wait it out and save their fuel and stuff. Like I guess that's one strategy, and then of course, like I knew from NASCAR, like pitting at the right time and choosing when to pit, but sometimes you just don't get to choose. It's like you got to go when you can. But I just don't know all the nuances behind Indy and NASCAR and like any type of racing. I don't really know the strategies, and that's what kind of maybe uninterested me about it. But I mean, the noises and the crowd, like that was really cool to see. The last 10 laps, yeah, that was exciting. Like just put me in the first couple and the last 10 or 20 and then I'm in.
Yeah, well, sadly since they put the new aero screen on the car, the racing, it's the aero package. They call it the aero package, which is the package. It's the aerodynamic package, and if you have a good aerodynamic package, then there's a lot of good racing. If you have a bad aero package, cars can't get up behind one another, which is essentially what we're in now. There wasn't a lot of passing, but it was hot yesterday. The track was hot. It was greasy. Sun was beating on it. It was real slick. I mean, there were 5 crashes in turn 2. I have never seen that many crashes in one spot in a race before. I mean, you might used to see 1 or 2, but not 5. So we were pretty busy watching the crashing.
Yeah. I mean, how often does because the red flag came out? How often does that happen?
So there were it came out with 6 laps to go.
Yeah.
Or 5 laps to go. And they only did that because they want to assure the fans a green flag finish. Because there was no way they were going to get that crash cleaned up in time. They just didn't want the race to finish under yellow. Not like NASCAR where they do it's a green white checker. We have to have a green flag. That's not it. It's 500 miles. They did it. The last time they did it was 2014. There were 9 laps to go, and it's just not ensure a green flag finish, but they want to do their best to give the fans a green flag finish. And it was hairy there for a while because they were snaking all over the straightaways. They were going, and that's not a normal racing line. Like, that's actually dangerous. I'm wondering if that's what caused that last car to crash at the end of the race.
Oh, Jimmy Johnson there?
No, Sage Karam at the end.
Oh,
on the last lap.
Oh, no, I thought that was Jimmy.
No, he's the one that brought out the red flag.
No,
Jimmy Johnson brought out the red flag.
no, I don't think so. I think you're wrong.
Really?
You're wrong.
I almost guarantee that was Jimmy Johnson who crashed at the last lap.
No, that was Sage Karam.
No, I
Jimmy
think you're
Johnson.
wrong.
Jimmy Johnson.
Look, I know you're the Indy 500 guy, but I was there and I saw it.
Because I wasn't sitting next to you.
You could just simply Google it.
Yeah, I am right now.
Yeah, Google that.
What lap? I'll put Sage. Karam.
Karam. K-A-R-A.
K-A-R-A.
Yep.
Crash. Fuck you.
Huh.
It says lap 199. Let me look up Jimmy.
It was a lot of fun, though. We had a good time. Mikey seemed to enjoy himself.
Okay, yeah, he was in 194th lap. Damn it.
The flyover was badass, though. That was both of them. Because they replaced. So they used to release balloons every year, which I love the balloon release. I thought it was an important part of the pre-race. So they would release the balloons after back home again in Indiana. And they took that away because environmentalists complained. All 6 of them.
What's happening is there's actually a shortage of helium.
No, they said on the news.
Shortage of helium?
No, there's a worldwide shortage of helium. We're running out of helium.
But they said on the news the reason they discontinued it was because environmentalists complained about it.
That's so funny.
So they did a second flyover. So the first flyover, they come from in between. They come from north to south. So they go from turn 4 all the way down. They fly over the whole racetrack, and they flew in formation, and that was pretty badass. So then when they came back the second time around, they came over turn 2, and they flew apart. Like, it was not flew apart, but almost like like they burst apart, like they were in formation, and they all went different directions over the racetrack. It was pretty awesome. The Thunderbirds was the flyover yesterday. So, but I don't think, and I want to know if Mikey's opinion is, I don't think you're going to find a more moving rendition of Taps than at the Speedway.
No, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I got a little emotional.
You get emotional.
Yeah, I was the whole the Star Spangled Banner. I mean, just all of it. I was like, this is absolutely breathtaking. Almost, it was awesome.
But so we have a new champion, Marcus Ericsson. From Sweden. He was a Formula One refugee. I think he drove in Formula One for 5 or 6 years, and he drove around the back of the pack. And he did a year with in fact, his first year, he drove 1 year for Arrow, which is the team that finished 2nd and 4th yesterday. So he beat his old race team, and I think they let him go.
That's like putting a knife in,
right? He signed with Ganassi, and he won 2 races last year, and then bang, he was like a dark horse favorite. Like people were like, "Oh my gosh, I was so shocked that Marcus Ericsson won the race," and I wasn't. He was fast all month. He ran in the top 10 all day long. He was in the hunt all day. He turned it on when he needed to turn it on, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Dixon. So Scott Dixon is the winningest driver in the modern IndyCar era. He's got like 49 wins, I think, or 50, 48, 48, 49, 50 wins, something like that. Then he's got, this year he sat on the pole for the 500, which was the fastest pole speed ever recorded, over 234 miles an hour. And yesterday he led almost 100 laps, which put him number one on the all-time lap leaders list of the Indy 500. So he's led more laps than any driver in the history of the 500 now. He was leading. He dominated the race. And with 23 laps to go on his final pit stop, he sped in the pits, which that's on him. That's his mistake. So he basically threw the race away. He ended up finishing 21st.
Jeez.
But and a lot of people.
That's a mental mistake right there.
That's a huge mistake. And that's not a bad pit stop. That's not car problem. That is solely on him for speeding in the pits. So he lost that race himself. But a lot of people, because Jimmy Johnson, NASCAR, 7-time NASCAR champion Jimmy Johnson, raced in the 500 this year. He raced in Indy cars last year. He's doing the full season this year. He only did road courses last year. And he's doing the ovals now. And he did the 500. And like you said, he crashed with like 6 laps to go. But a lot of people don't like it because he gets a lot of attention because of who he is. He's a NASCAR champion.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, well, he finished what I expected. Oh, he crashed. This is just rooms like Facebook chat rooms or whatever they are, message boards. And he finished what I expected. Oh, I'm surprised he didn't crash sooner. Blah 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 blah. And I even told this to my nephew on the way home. I was talking about Jimmy Johnson. He's like, well, he had a fast car and he went backwards. And I'm like, but he's a rookie. I said, that's when I said, the winningest driver in IndyCar, who has 5 pole positions and leads more laps than any driver in the history of the Indy 500, sped in the pits. So even you could be the greatest driver in the world and still make a mistake in the Indianapolis 500. So it kind of puts that into perspective as a rookie versus, one of the best in the history of the sport.
Did Scott ever talk about that yet? Like in an interview or anything?
I haven't heard anything yet. They probably interviewed him during the I don't know if I think Peacock, they might have did a post-race show. I haven't looked it up yet. I'm sure that he's talked about it somehow, but
yeah,
I mean,
he's at least been asked a lot about it.
Oh, I'm sure. That was almost the second biggest. That's probably the second biggest story of that 500 because he led the most. Like you said, he led the most laps, and he was the pole guy, wasn't he? His pole position. So I mean, and I think he was the favorite on Vandal at least. So
yeah, he was. He was
had the best odds. So like, I bet so many people are like, "Yes, I'm gonna win." It's like, fuck.
Our Hoosier hometown boy, Connor Daly, led for a while.
Yeah,
that place blew up, didn't it?
It always does. They talked about that on the radio too, like last year.
So loud when he takes the lead.
His best finish too so far, 6.
Yeah, he finished 6th place. Yeah.
Yeah, he can only go up now. He's got to keep climbing that ladder.
Yep. He did really good. He didn't have enough car at the end. But
I hope he win. He's got to win once for Indy.
I mean, people really. He's one of my favorites. I mean, he tries so hard. He's a good driver. He stays out. He don't make mistakes. He ran out of car yesterday. Just those other guys were faster than him. So.
Oh, it happens.
Yeah, and
is he on like a big time team now? Or
he finally has. It's his second year on he's got a full schedule. He's running. Instead of going from he only ran the road courses, the street courses for his race team. He races for Ed Carpenter, which is another hometown boy. He races for Ed Carpenter Racing, And on the ovals, Ed Carpenter would get into a car, and then Connor would either, like in Indianapolis, he raced for Carpenter last year, but on the other ovals, he would have to race in another team's car. So this year's his first full year with the same team in the same car at every race. So he's really, it showed. He was fast during the month, and he ran good yesterday. So pretty excited about it. And he's got that's like a 3 or 4 year deal with his sponsor, which is BitNile. So, like you said, he can only go up. So it was a good race. I think they need to work on the aero package a little more to get the cars racier. Unfortunately, we won't have new cars till 2024 because it's a spec series. I know. Don't get me started on that. Pisses me off. But I mean, that place was packed out. It really was packed out yesterday. You don't realize how many people are there till you get in, and I mean, it's a sea of humanity everywhere. Even when we walked out, we were walking out on 16th Street, and it was just a sea of people, walking towards downtown Speedway.
So like I know, like what I've noticed is like at like Colts games, probably they maybe close off 2-3 blocks, maybe. This was like closed off like 6-7 blocks, like a whole damn like 2-mile radius. Freaking, probably more than that. It was probably like 3 or 4 mile radius.
Yeah,
that they had, or maybe 5. They had cops everywhere, like directing traffic and blocking off streets. Like it was crazy how much they had to blocked off.
Well,
And
Indy,
I'd just like to add, I feel terrible for whoever has to clean up the fucking speedway.
Oh, you
people
just see
volunteer to do that, don't
I saw
they?
pictures from the
That's
snake pit.
crazy.
There were like a stack of coolers left and
Oh my
trash
god,
all over the place, and
it was nuts. It was nuts.
yeah, a lot of schools go in and do it because they get paid.
Oh, okay.
So any like organizations and schools will send people to go clean up the racetrack because of they get paid and it goes to their whatever they look like I'm sure like a band or something will go in there and clean up, or maybe a baseball team so they can have money. So yeah, it's a sea of humanity and garbage essentially is what it is. But it's a lot of walking. I didn't count I need to check my steps. Let me see if I can pull my steps up from yesterday. Let's see how far we walked, because we walked a lot of steps. Weekly, here we go. Sunday, 14,000 steps.
Sunday.
And I wish more sporting events did that. Like you could bring your own drinks and beer and stuff and food.
Right.
Like I wonder why the track does it and not like Lucas Oil or something.
We can bring your own food in. And
Yeah.
well, the theory behind, there was a big deal like when Penske bought the racetrack, that they were like, you're not gonna be able to bring in your food anymore. And the president of the Speedway came out and said, we want you to bring food. Please bring food. We don't have enough vendors and food places to feed 350,000 people.
Yeah, that would make sense. Rather than like the Colts game where it's only like 30, 20,000.
60, 50,000, yeah.
Yeah.
We walked 5.4 miles on race day. I walked 6.3 on Sunday or Friday, but I went to 2 races. So, but yeah, there you go. So, we walked a good 5 miles, and where we parked. So, I mean, that's not bad. 5 miles, 5.5 miles.
Yeah,
it's good exercise. I walked a mile a day. I'm pretty proud of myself. I walked over to the Village Pantry, bought a newspaper.
When we were at Disney, we looked at our steps.
Yeah.
And I think it was Magic Kingdom or Hollywood Studios. I walked like we had like 20,000, over 20,000 steps.
Oh, I believe it. But when we park, the racetrack's at 16th and Georgetown, right? So 16th Street, which turns into Crawfordsville Road. But the racetrack's on 16th Street. We park the car on 12th Street. Just so we can. That's so we get to it from 10th Street. So because we pull off at 10th Street or 12th Street, shoot over to 10th Street, and they take us down to Lyndhurst Boulevard over to Rockville Road. So we go south before we can even get on the interstate. That's how far they take you out, away from the speedway. Because you could catch the interstate off of 10th Street, which is essentially 6 blocks from the racetrack, right? That's closed off, and you can't get on. They close off the exits going onto those streets. So we were taking 465 home. Crawfordsville Road was blocked off. 38th Street was blocked off. 10th Street was blocked off. You can't exit onto those streets because they're all one way. Everything goes away from the racetrack. So, I mean, Lyndhurst was one way, taking you all the way out to Rockville Road. So that's a good couple miles from there. And then here's the crazy part. So we're driving down Lyndhurst, right? We're off of 10th Street. So you were already 6 blocks from the speedway, which is what, a mile and a half, essentially?
Yeah.
And we're driving down Lyndhurst Boulevard. And there are people walking down Lyndhurst. And I don't know where they're going. And they had to have been a good 2 to 3 miles from the racetrack.
Oh, maybe they live there.
I'm like, where are these people parking at that you would walk this far?
Maybe they live out that way. They just walk to the park.
And my nephew's like, those people left they probably left as soon as the race got over, and we left way after they did, and they're still walking. Because we stayed for the they take whoever wins the race, they take them out on a pace car, and they drive around the racetrack and wave at the fans.
Well, that's a good way to let traffic die down a little too.
So, that's what we did. We stay until the driver comes around in the pace car.
And if we wanted to leave earlier, we'd still be standing because it was like an airplane. Like when the airplane lands, people automatically just get up and they stand in the aisle. That's pretty much what it was there on the stairs. As soon as it ended, I mean, people were just trying to funnel out, and they were just standing, just waiting for the bottom group to leave first. And and we're up near the top, so I mean, it was still, people just standing up there for 15, 20 minutes, just waiting for the bottom people to leave. And we're like, I'm just going to sit until we can actually move. So, but that's how it was. So I didn't mind sitting there waiting because, I mean, we couldn't go anywhere anyway.
That's true. But, I mean, this is kind of a new tradition we started where we kind of hang around. And I don't think we would get out any faster. Honestly.
Right, yeah.
So, but it's another year to the race. So next year the race will be on the 30th. No, 28th. May 28th, 2023 will be the 107th running. So the countdown doesn't begin for a while.
If I go again, I want to experience the snake pit.
Well, you buy your general admission ticket and buy your snake pit ticket, and it looked a lot of fun.
Yeah. I always I've seen a couple videos and pictures of the snake pit claimed another one, and you got somebody trying to walk and lead at the same time, and people just passed out. Oh, dude, it was great. Yeah,
I remember when Pat did his live show once from the snake pit.
It's not, at least from the infield.
I don't remember where it was, but it wasn't like when he first started though.
I think he was still a Barstool.
He was, because he was shotgunning beers left and right.
Yeah. But
that snake pit looks a lot smaller than I thought it did. I mean, I was even in the snake pit. They had the Friday concerts. We went and saw Orange Day and the Time and Rick Springfield, and that was in the snake pit. And they have for the racetrack, so they have the Grand Prix circuit on the inside of the racetrack, and so they have these spectator mounds you could sit on, viewing mounds on the inside of the racetrack. And we sat up on one of the hills, and you could see the stage from there. You know, we were in the back, and they weren't horrible. I just thought it was a little smaller than what I thought it was smaller than what I thought. But it was a lot of fun. I mean, even the concert on Friday was a lot of fun. I would if I had kids, I would not keep the kids around for the concert. There was some girl passed out, like down from us, and there was a fat guy, and he had his he had a poncho on because it was raining, especially during the Rick Springfield set. He's sitting down, and he's got a rain poncho on, and he's peeing. He kind of whips it out underneath the rain poncho and just pees right there on the spectator mound.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, good for him. I'm glad I wasn't walking in that direction, but
you know what? You gotta hand it to him. That takes some balls.
I agree. I mean, but
That's good.
but I wouldn't keep the kids. There was a lot of drunk people wandering around, and that's just on carb day. And I remember in 2019 when I worked the track, I was a photographer and I shot in turn 3. So you see 5 laps into the race, there's still people coming in and out of the snake pit, and they're doing all right. You know, they're sober, they're giddy and excited. And then after the race was over, of course I'm walking, and I had to walk past the snake pit to get over to the media center on the inside of the racetrack, you know, the front stretch. And it was like people coming off a battlefield. With these people, I mean, they're helping them walk. They got their arms, their arms on people's shoulders, supporting them so they can walk out of the snake pit. And people are wandering around aimlessly, and it's they party hard.
Claimed another one.
Yeah, basically yes, but it's funnier than crap. But I don't know. That race is a lot of fun. It's not just the race. It is an all day ordeal, and you know it's what you make it. I mean, some people go and they just sit in their freaking seats all day long. We kind of make the tradition of we walk around the infield section, hang out in Pagoda Plaza. It was kind of neat to see the celebrities. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was kind of neat to see them come down the steps and you know it's Indiana. There's no celebrities here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. I'm excited. I mean, you know, my year's over of excitement. So, you know, my excitement level, you know,
Might as well go into hibernation until next year.
Yeah, it's exactly right. My load's been blown. That's it. I'm done till next May.
Speaking of load being blown, let's wrap it up. Anybody got a shower thought? If not, I have one.
No.
All right. The day before your day off feels better than your day off.
Okay.
The hype leading into it
No.
feels better than actually sitting there on your day off.
No.
No, I believe that because the whole day, like, of my day off, and if I had to work the next day, I'm counting down the hours till I have to go to sleep. Like, get ready to go sleep, and just prepare for the next day. And I'm not really worried. I'm not thinking about. I'm always thinking about what I'm doing that next day, not what I'm going to do today. And then, unlike the day before my day off, I'm like, oh yeah, I get to do this. I could get to sleep in. It's like, have a big party. I could do whatever I want. I don't have to worry about tomorrow, and then yeah, I believe it.
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed Friday and Sunday a lot more than I enjoyed Thursday. I'm just gonna tell you that right now.
But this is
Thursday.
I had a 3-day weekend.
I had a
Basically.
4-day weekend because I went to Carb Day. Y'all should go to Carb Day with me one year. That's a lot of fun.
No, I don't need that many carbs.
I walked 6 miles. You would burn off carbs. So
Why do they call it Carb Day? Carburetor Day?
carburation day. Yeah, it's back when they had carburetors. It would be the last day of practice before the race. They would finally tune the carburetors in the cars.
Oh, okay.
So now it's just called Carb Day.
What should it be called then, since they don't have carburetors?
Fuel injection day.
Fuel.
Fuel injection day. Sorry, you know what it is. Check out the fuel injection.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to another episode of Hoosier Nerds Podcast. You can catch us at Twitter at Pod Nerds, at Facebook at Hoosier Nerds Podcast. You can listen to us and watch us on YouTube. And also listen to us on Spotify, iTunes. Shut up. Spotify, iTunes. God, now I lost my train of thought. Good job there, Chris. Amazon, and
Tune in
Radio. Jesus. You'll never know who your nerds are, but we gotta beat the shit out of Chris. I know where to sleep.